Hello, I'm Jamie, Soulshine 1111. Today, you guys, I frequently get asked to what cards in the tarot show deceit, which cards in the tarot, all right, and sequences show or may represent red flags of infidelity and cheating. So we're gonna go over some of these, all right? What I'm gonna start with is the sequences. One of the first sequences, and you guys, welcome. I'm Jamie, Soulshine 1111. I've been reading tarot for over 27 years. I am an intuitive reader. I am a psychic medium, all right? I've been doing that since I was 8. And what else? If you decide you want to book a personal reading, the information is below on how to do that. Soulshine1111.com. You can also find me on the Facebook and on Instagram for free card drops and all the insight astrologically above. Okay, so we're just going to dig in. All right, let's dig in. The first sequence that I'm going to show you, okay, and this is kind of the longest one I think that I have here, but it does show a really big red flags, and I'm going to tell you why. All right, the first out, so it looks like this. Let me go like this, actually. Oh, fuck. All right, sorry. All right. It looks like this, all right? All right, sorry, this one is gonna be in reverse. So the first out, you guys, the sequence that may show a red flag of possible cheating and infidelity is the Six of Wands, all right? The Six of Wands in reverse. So, and this is because perhaps somebody has stopped bringing something to you and you feel cold, kind of like out in the cold about something, with the Five of Pentacles, all right? Next, if this is followed by the Seven of Wands, defensive, and I'm going to explain why, okay? Next, the Two of Pentacles, upright, and next, the Seven of Cups, all right? So this, for me, in a sequence, in a client reading or in a reading, is showing me that somebody is not coming at you like they previously had, and you're feeling out in the cold, and anytime you talk to them about it or bring it up, they get really defensive, okay? This Two of Pentacles shows me there could be possible juggling of different situations, okay? What are those situations? Options. An emotional option, okay? It doesn't mean that you're not going to be involved in these emotional options. If it did mean that you weren't at all, okay, this wouldn't be here, okay? I hope that makes sense. Next out is let's see. I have these all backwards here. Next out is the Four of Cups. This, and then followed with the Ten of Swords, the Devil, and the Page of Cups. Okay, and so why does this for me talk about possible red flags of infidelity and cheating? Well, say that you're continuously offering something, but your person's mind is somewhere else. There's something in your intuition that tells you they're not 100% like emotionally receptive of you, okay? This could mean, followed with the Ten of Swords, there's some backstabbing happening with what? The Devil, all right? Possible codependent issues, addictions, possible other energies from their past, okay, that they haven't been able to fully release, that they're not telling you. So they are just offering you little bits of emotion and love at a time. Recognize there's a fish in this cup. There's something slimy about it, all right? Now, do also recognize that the page, it's not a knight, it's not a queen, it's not a king. It's not an emperor and it's not an empress. This is an immature energy, okay, that has yet to grow, okay? That isn't in the, they're still attached to something outside of whatever relationship or situationship you may have with them, okay? And so it's a kind of an immature offering, all right? The next I have here for sequence is Strength, Four of Pentacles, the Star, and Ace of Swords in reverse. So why? Something is taking this person a lot of strength to hold on tight to either your connection as well as possible connection outside of yours. Because when we look at the Star, this person is dumping into this pond and over here, right? 1 foot in the ground and 1 foot out, followed with communication. The Ace of Swords in reverse. They're not full. You don't know about this, right? This is about communication being withheld in order with this Star to hold on to you as well as whatever else. 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out of the door in case something with your relationship fails. They do recognize strength in your relationship. However, again, something is being not shared. All right. The next one that I'm going to share with you. Okay. I hope these are making sense. The next one is the Empress upright. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Swords upright, followed by the Five of Cups in reverse, okay? And the Moon, all right? So why do I feel like this could possibly represent in this sequence possible infidelity? Well, let me lay these out so I can see them a little bit more so I can explain them. They see you as a nurturer, right? They see this connection as nurturing. Something inside of them has stopped putting effort and work towards it. They're not fully ready to give it up. So they put this with the Eight of Swords. They're wearing a blindfold in order to keep this going, okay? With the Five of Cups in reverse, this is an emotional connection that perhaps they're not sharing with you, all right? That they have with you, but the infidelity, if they are reaching outwards, it's not an emotional attachment of any kind with this in reverse, all right? And they're holding it a secret. All right, with the moon is about secrets. It is about intuition. So do dig again inside of you and figure out what is your gut telling you when you talk about this, when you think about this, okay? They may keep you around because it is so much more nurturing. But however, the connection, if they are cheating or being, secretive about something, whatever they're not telling you or whatever they're keeping a secret doesn't feel like a big deal to them because there's no emotion involved, all right? So they just keep it from you because to them, it's not something they're working, another way to look at it, something that they're really valuing or working on. They're just being jerks and yucky, okay? Possible reasons and red flags of infidelity in the tarot. Temperance in reverse, Knight of Cups upright, the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles. So what this tells me when it comes out in this type of sequence, you guys, is that they are not 100% invested. all right? They're taking their emotional contentment somewhere, emotional investment someplace else, and therefore this is your intuition is feeling something. There's something about what they're not telling you, that they're in a relationship with somebody else, okay? It doesn't mean, it could also mean that they're building somewhere else. Does that make sense? So here's your connection. They aren't ready to give it up. They're still giving to it, see? However, there's something about this that they're building somewhere else, okay? The Three of Pentacles is about, it takes finances. It takes, you have to build it, right? And so this, with this in here, there is an emotional attachment to you, okay? However, they're finding finances, perhaps something, they're involved in some type of financial connection, and they're, okay, you get what I'm saying? So that maybe you aren't able to offer. So if there is an influx of gifts your way, or something strange and random, all right, okay. Next series is the Ten of Cups upright, followed by the Three of Swords upright, and Justice in reverse. So this tells me that that maybe you have a family with somebody, but there's some heartbreak involved, and the scales aren't balanced, so they're looking elsewhere. Okay, the family is a big deal. They don't want to upset the family. They're not fully ready to let the family go or let the family down. But something's imbalanced because of this heartbreak in between these two cards. Tells me that they're also not communicating how they feel, and that's throwing it off balance. And they're also with the Three of Swords. It can represent third party energy, all right, which is what is making everything imbalanced, such as this family, all right? The next series and sequence, High Priestess in reverse, followed with the Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. So when I think of the High Priestess, she's this knows all, says nothing. There is something that they're not, but it's in reverse, right? They're not, they know everything, but they're not telling you. They could be fleeting. The energy could be in and out, back and forth with you. This is because in the sequence with the Five of Swords, they're holding on to you with these two swords, another energy here, and being super, this is like a card of telling you vague, keeping you in a vague energy, like they're not being 100%. It's like I'm hearing lying by omission type shit, right? And so this for me tells me also that if you are in a connection, there's no cups here, so that's not, they don't feel emotionally attached or bound, okay? And that feels deceitful, but they aren't also, maybe you're just dating them, right? Maybe they see it, your connection, in a different way. So different ways to look at these cards. Next out, the Six of Cups, Seven of Swords, followed by the Hierophant. If you are in a relationship, maybe married, all right, and something feels detached to you in your connection, this could be why. Your person could be reflecting on somebody from their past that they have unfinished business with, perhaps emotional connection with, perhaps somebody they were married to once, or in a deep rooted emotional bond, okay? This out next in the sequence, the Seven of Swords, this is like thieving. This is like, all right, this is, here's my past. I'm deciding what to take with me and what not to. With the Hierophant in reverse, this is about contracts, soul contracts in this series, in this sequence, okay? This is about tradition. Something about this sequence tells me that maybe your relationship is a different, or the one from the past is a different form of relationship, a more spiritually bound connection, okay? And therefore that's where that emotion is. And so they keep going back to it, all right? While still carrying all of what you guys have, all right? The next sequence, and then I have this one and one more, and then we're gonna go into the cards just that stand solo by themselves, that for me represent really big red flags, okay, of deceit. First out in this sequence, the Magician in reverse, followed with the Six of Swords upright, followed by the Four of Wands in reverse. Perhaps the situation that you might be in, or somebody might be in, right? They used to put everything on the table, but now there's something missing, okay? It's because they are going somewhere else, and this, you can feel it, right? Something's out of alignment in your connection. You could be married to this person as well, which is another reason, you know, that you feel this, and they're not talking about it at all. They're not talking about these other energies in their boat, but you know that something about your connection is starting to lack, okay? That lack energy, ignition, passion, right? Love. This for me is because it's kind of dwindling for your person, all right? Again, it doesn't always have to be this way. It does. I mean, in a reading, when I read for my clients, these are just the red flags. I have to look at the whole picture in a reading, though, to really get the full idea and perspective, okay? The last series that we'll go over here is the Lovers in reverse, followed by the Six of Pentacles upright and the Three of Cups. So for me, when this is upright, this is like a choice, but it's also can be, depending on how it falls in the reading, and what it falls next to and what it's clarified by, a soulmate connection, all right? However, when this shows up in reverse, followed with this, somebody's being breadcrumbed, both energies, perhaps you and whatever other energy. And this clarifies it all for me when I'm reading for my clients, is the Three of Cups. Emotional bonds and connections, some type of celebration, not just in your relationship, okay? And this also can tell me with the breadcrumbs that your person could be numbing, and so therefore emotionally disconnecting and not making clear choices right here, right? Okay. And this is real brief, you know, overall, but all of this. So hi, Bagdi. Then the first card out, now we're going to move into just one card only, if they're solo, of what can represent in a reading for me, in my opinion, with red flags and deceit, cheating, okay, infidelity. The Lovers in reverse, all right? This does it can represent soulmate energy, like we talked about. It also, though, mostly represents a choice between two lovers, all right? The next out is the Ten of Swords. Somebody is being backstabbed, and this isn't being communicated. Somebody's being left in the dark. Meanwhile, as a 10, your person realizes this, or the person, you know, doing the backstabbing knows that there's not much left. The cycle needs to close, and so they are moving forward and not fully communicating about it. The Devil upright, okay? This for me talks about codependency. This is a chain, right? However, when we look at this card, we realize, we think it's our thoughts, the patterns in our head represent that we have an attachment somewhere codependently. But what we don't realize about this card is the chains are loose. We're not. We can literally like walk away and pull right out of that chain, right? This also represents infidelity for me and codependency, cheating, all those type of things because of possible addictions, okay? Attachments. The moon, upright. This is about secrets, keeping secrets. Maybe somebody's waiting for an answer, right? They know this, they hold it all in, and everything feels vague, even though they know in your, like where you're concerned, you can see and feel through this illusion, yet they're not admitting it at all, okay? 7 of Wands, they get defensive. Anything that you try to bring up, they manipulate it and gaslight and turn the question back on you. This is also about abuse in some circumstances, all right? When somebody gets defensive, it's because, as a past therapist, it is because I know these things, all right, lots of schooling, that something, whether on a conscious level or subconscious level, they know 100% subconsciously, or maybe you know consciously what they're doing because you can see it, but for them subconsciously they don't see they're getting defensive, which is why, or they're a narcissist and they do know exactly what they're doing, and they retaliate and get defensive and turn the situation that you brought up to them and make it about you, and you're left like the one apologizing, okay? All right, don't let yourself do that, by the way, okay? You're worth more than that. 6 of Pentacles, upright. This is my breadcrumbing card. This is like, oh, I'm just going to offer a little bit here and there. That's shitty. Okay? That's really, really somebody who is not standing in their power. And why? This card tells me they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their worth, and they definitely if they don't believe in their worth, they can't believe in yours. Right? The High Priestess, upright. This for me is, like I said, the knows all says nothing. They're not communicating, even though you may have somebody's maybe come to them and asked them about something, but they're hiding it. Something is being hidden from a connection with this, perhaps. It could either be you, whoever is the querent, or it could be their own hiding in their, it's fear. This is all fear-based, right? All of these cards here are fear-based and show and represent somebody who doesn't find themselves worthy. They could be coming from the ego and giving a facade and false front with all of these cards, right? That looks like they're standing in their strength. They look like they've got all their shit together, when really they don't. And it's easier to live in this illusion, right, in this facade, than be found out. All right. The 7 of Swords, upright. This is the card of thieving. I'm just going to carry all of this and make sure, I'm going to check back on occasion to make sure that I need to say the right thing to this other person so that they're not going anywhere also. Meanwhile, I get to have all my fun, right? It's fucked up. 3 of Cups, all right? 3 of Cups can represent third-party energy. It also can represent, again, this is going to all be dependent. It can mean maybe you're getting married. Like if this falls in front of the 4 of Wands, right, upright, then this talks about a celebration and just getting married, right? So it's not always a bad thing. However, depending on where it falls, this is an emotional connection with 3 people, okay? Them, you, and possibly somebody else. The Justice in reverse. Something's in balance, and they're and and something just feels really off balance. Again, it's always going to be dependent on where this falls. This is the number 11. So something is out, and because it is in reverse, something feels out of alignment, right? The next out is the 3 of Swords. This is the heartbreak. This is the stabs. Why? Because somebody's not communicating. Maybe they're communicating vague. They're not being completely honest with themselves. Maybe they're just coming out of heartbreak, depending on how the cards fall, and you're a rebound, right? It can go a lot of different directions. And I know this, all of these things that I maybe am talking about here feel like, what is she talking about? However, the more you study tarot, the more you also trust your intuition, the more it puts these cards in a different perspective, perhaps than what we typically see them as. Okay? Temperance. All right, Temperance in reverse. Upright, this is like a soulmate connection. This is like twin flame shit, right? But in reverse, they're running. Somebody's giving more to the connection than somebody else. Something's not being reciprocated. All right? The Magician. It's like this, depending on where this falls out as well, okay? Somebody's putting magic. They're spreading their magic. Okay? They're spreading themselves. Because this is the card for me that everything gets put on the table. But whose table? All right? The 5 of Swords is the last one we're going to talk about right now. And this is also about deceit. This is about holding back communication and telling people what they want to hear versus what's actually happening. All right, it's really deceitful. It's conniving. It's like, I'm gonna hold this connection and tell them what they need to hear. Meanwhile, I'm gonna hold this one down here and move through whoever I want to. It doesn't matter who it hurts. See the people walking away and like this. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm glad to be here doing this for you guys. Follow, subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment if you feel guided. Until next time, you guys, I'm Jamie. Soul Shine at 1111. Be love, be together. Go grow.